see it. The PTSD in being terminated for poetry. Why should any corporation use poetry to destroy a poet by keeping deep depression, let me start over. The PTSD in being terminated for poetry. Why would any corporation use poetry to destroy a poet by creating deep depression? Wherein the love, writing Vietnam vet verse upon napkin poetry that derived healing therapy. Honorable discharge veteran, home sweet home, being censured from writing down any form of poetry, that jotting down any verse at home was verboten, where free speech was grounds for firing. Mercedes-Benz had this right to work Alabama legislation that allow them the right to use any damn thing they want to, that human resources in Alabama can create secret edicts that makes an employee of subservient servant employed 24/7. That writing about Republicans, progressive, and corporate abuse was reason for termination for poetry Vietnam vet booting. They said what I wrote was obscene, talking about pedophilia, abuse, and torture being this abomination to all humanity's reasons. When they slapped my face with this verbal termination for poetry dismissal, that said, do not tell anyone. It will be our HR secret, for we will recommend you to others in what a fine job you did for Mercedes at this Alabama plant. But do not tell anyone the reason. Smiling, I said, I do not fear the truth. For almost 10 years, I have lived in motels, living this American dream, figuring God wanted me to do this in what I love to do, write poetry. I used my retirement and now I use Social Security to exist on monthly bills, that all my belongings are still in storage garages with increased rentals. My health care is this VA hope, and depression found heavily in doubts. Why did God weather a Ben Franklin face on me since my poetry termination? That one looks back at America today to see Franklin no longer has civil rights, where corporate politicians, stable censors our civil liberties right to know. Teeth, a decay, disaster, eyesight, bent spectacles, and one sleeps despondent. God, do they understand the pain that rains deep down on corporate PTSD? That a poet graduated right into the Vietnam lifetime quagmire aftermath, being downsized, laid off, and even been terminated for poetry in America. But who in the hell in America gives a shit for a houseless motel hurt vet? How heartless America has become with the corporation domination. Damnation looking down despairingly at we the people as second-class citizens. That they are again given human rights like before the 1776 American Revolution. O Mercedes-Benz, you have judged this poet in this terminated for poetry PTSD. For 10 years I have asked you to set me free from that termination for poetry pain. That stains my heart with sorrow within Holocaust terminated for poetry words. German conservative Scrooge of Christmas present of terminated for poetry past. But in some Christmas future, could you terminate me without using my love of poetry? As of last Christmas results, I have terminated David Leslie Young, the poet, on my works, doing what they wanted me to do 10 years ago. But I will use a ghost name that you denied. My poetry will be this doppelganger poetry, in being a free speech, free press, verse poet. I will keep praying for a poetic parting from Mercedes Benz, terminated for poetry, lifetime sentence. Princess. Winter blossomed in the spring up for democracy from icy chokeholds of an iron fist federation. As protesters demanded Ukrainian independence, and we, the Ukraine populations, of mass solidarity. Snipers were commanded to rain down civilian casualties, to create havoc that would disperse national opposition. But the Ukrainian Old Glory in blue and yellow patriotism in volley after volley held ground upon Independence Square. That a Ukrainian blonde princess must mend a divided nation, whereas this great unifying leader, she must stop the bloodshed in the east and west Ukrainian destructive civil war schism by sewing back Ukraine together like America's divisive civil war. Ukraine doesn't need Putin power disciples with Soviet tactics, but a system of economic parity shared by all Ukrainian citizens, where they are what bridges European and Russian commerce, where East and West coexist in Ukrainian national pride harmony. Ukrainian rated princess weave a fairy tale success story. Free speech poem. Tear or tear. Tear America apart. Conservative love rips America's homeless soul. Compassion barren and blames million sharp shards. Political razor blades slash away all American hope. Using mincemeat Christian preached legislation and stand your ground against loaves and fishes. Hollow cast memories of America's depression when wealth-fed Hitler's master race war machine, when Catholic Protestant Christianity exposed hatred that looked away from the Holocaust plight of bigotry, when Marie Antoinette nations segregate in poverty. City pompous asked mayors demand police enforcement that criminalize those at the bottom of the shit pile, that they are excrement that must be flushed as bile. Germany created extermination camps to get rid of trash, pile humans high in skeletal mountains of Christianity. Oh God, the Jews. Oh God, the Muslims. Oh God, the Irish Catholics. Oh God, America slaughtered heathen India. Oh God, America interned Japanese Americans. Damn liberals that say Holocaust, that say homeless have rights. In America, our republic must demand property, that poor renters must be subjugated from voting. America must have physical plantation addresses. After all, America must maintain its elite 1% lineage, that we cannot have homeless Holocaust voting, cannot have food stamps, nor church outreach programs in Jesus' spirit of passing bread and communal compassion. Mayoral city councils go to white-collar clean temples. Private equity, private prison, profit and right to eat criminals, to ticket them in American poverty for profit internment camps, using human misery, tyranny upon slave working jail condition, where demigod Christians destroy all we the people hopes. Oh God, how obscene a poet to say America's better than this, but it has to become treason to use America's free speech press, that just like Germany, the freedom, liberty, and democracy get incorporated into security where the world plays chess when conservative demagogues use expendable liberal pawn that will tear America apart with tears as Americans do depart.
You can. It's a true conversation.
What a hot Irish lass within the mist and love me not. That seared not the fair maiden miss. For to be a lass, this beautiful lass, must be a fairy tale that blossomed pure tale. Flowing under soft fair hair, she dances with this flare, a lost butterfly of flowing spirits that glows in Irish spirits. She has a wee bit of a temper that leaves men with distemper, where in sensual eye men are bitten, wanting this Irish sexy vixen kitten. Woo. She is a thoroughbred, pure Ireland, too hot to handle being bred full Irish. You must treat this lass with respect, or alas, a wrath of nails will truly object. Those who have met her pure emotion, surviving livid, flaming love, passion, motions, in having weathered the Irish maiden highlands, shall be acclaimed bodily love poets in Ireland.